Hello, my dear children. I am your English teacher, Mrs. Piali, and I welcome you to this new session. I would also like to congratulate you on your performance to have been promoted to a class higher. I'm going to start with the first topic of your English syllabus. We will be reading Honeycomb of NCERT. I have chosen the poem named The Squirrel, written by Mildred Bowers Armstrong. Now, before I head towards the poem, let me tell you about the poetess of this poem. As I said, it is Mildred Bowers Armstrong. She is a famous poet and she basically writes for children. She has authored many books, and her best known work has been for a book named Favorite Fairy Tales. It is a famous series for children. Now, I hope you have all seen a squirrel. How does a squirrel look like? You must have seen it nearby in a park, maybe near your home, or in the garden. So, a squirrel basically looks like this. It is a rodent, right? A very chirpy, very swift, a very playful rodent it is. Now we head to the poem. Now this poem is a very short one with only few lines, as you can see. So I'll explain you the poem. So basically here the poet is trying to describe the characteristics or the traits of a squirrel. So the first line says, he wore a question mark for tail. Now if you look at the picture, you'll see the tail of a squirrel. How does it look like? It is a bushy tail, right? It has a lot of fur. And when you see the tail, it is looking like a question mark, right? The tail is bent, and the tip of the tail, as you can see, it is bending, it is stooping down, which gives it a shape of a question mark. An overcoat of grey. Now what is overcoat? You all are aware of this. Overcoat is something that is worn during the winters when it is very cold outside. So what is overcoat? It is a form of a garment which is worn. And how long it is? It is quite long. It covers all of your body, right? So here the fur of the squirrel is referred to as an overcoat. And why grey? Because the fur that we see on the body of the squirrel is grey in color. Grey, you understand? The mixture of black and white together. If you mix black and white together, it will give you the color which is known as grey. Okay, so we move to the third line. He sat up straight to eat a nut. Now you see the posture of the squirrel is described. He sat up. The squirrel here is referred to as he. We all know that animals and non-living things, they are neuter in gender. But basically here the poet is referring the squirrel as he. And he sat up straight. Now if you have seen a squirrel, how does it, when it moves, it always, it bends its body. It bends and it runs, or it is playing. But now you see when it is eating the nuts, it is sitting up straight. He liked to tease and play. If you have seen, or if you have ever interacted with a squirrel, you might have seen that if you offer some nuts to the squirrel, if the nuts are in your hand and you are offering a squirrel, it will quickly come. They are aware that humans are not that harmful. If someone is feeding, then it might be a good thing for the squirrel. So it is always playful and it teases. He likes to tease and play. Yes. And if we ran around the tree, now we is referred to as the poet and her friend. So if they are running around the tree, he went the other way. So the squirrel is not afraid, not at all. Rather, the squirrel is playful. And if you ran around the tree, The tree went. So if you ran around his tree, he went the other way. That means the tree on which the squirrel is living, if you run around it, the squirrel will be equally happy to play with you. Right. Okay. So here I have a summary of this poem for you, which you can always refer to. Right. And now I would suggest you to read the poem for yourself, read it on your own and revise the poem. Thank you.